You're gonna hold all of those characters to say they're doing this person they're doing. No, you're gonna hold who they are as the person outside of the characters.
Yeah.
Of that, okay, this person did that. That doesn't mean, like, all you're saying is you're preserving the character because the character is someone else could have wrote those lines. All they did was perform it.
Yeah.
Right? With an artist, a musician, most of the time, unless you're R&B, maybe, you know, someone else might write it and you sing it. Yeah. But with rap, if we're gonna use, we talk about Jay-Z, that's them. They're talking about themselves. Whatever they're writing is them. I know you can tell other people's stories. You can do that too. But you know, majority of the time, what they're writing is about them.
Facts.
Especially with rappers.
Yeah.
It's their life. This is what I grew up seeing, doing, and this is what I was around.
Some of them have
that character on TV didn't grow up as me. If I play a character on TV, they didn't grow up as me. Yeah. They grew up as their own character. They have their own backstory and everything. Jay-Z's story is Sean Carter's story, but I just go on stage with a different name to tell this person's story. I'm still telling the same story.
But if he's, again, we're sticking with Jay-Z or Hulk Hogan, right? If they're in a corporate or a business setting, right? Because the original question was, how did he get introduced? That's what you said, right? How did Hulk Hogan get introduced when he made that Indian remark?
Yeah, when he was on this, for that event, how was he introduced?
So I don't know how he was introduced, but from my perspective, to the masses or to the audience, we only see him as Hulk Hogan. Right? There's 90% of people don't know his real name. Like even you just a while ago said, what's his name?
Yeah, I know, but I know Hulk Hogan is, regardless of me knowing his background, I know Hulk Hogan is the character. I know he's acting.
That. Of course, 100%.
A lot of people know, even with acting, you know when someone's acting, they're acting on TV. You don't know, you know them as that person, their name. You don't even know that they have a separate name. You think that person is that person on TV until you see them maybe in an interview or something and you hear them called by a different name. You're like, oh, they're just pretending to be this person. Oh, okay. So you know that person on TV, whatever it is, they're pretending. Yeah. But if I hear them say something that's not on TV in character, I know that, that's them saying this. It's not the character saying it. It's them saying it.
No, well, I agree. But from the way that I look at it, so he was promoting Donald Trump. Okay. Right? So as a entertainer or someone that's so his image, he's in the public eye. Right? So they grabbed him from that because he's usually in the public eye. Right? Yeah. So if you're in the public eye, it doesn't matter what setting you're in. It doesn't matter if you're getting introduced, in my opinion. It doesn't matter if you're getting introduced by Terry or Hulk Hogan. They're using you on a public platform to gain audience members or to gain a vote.
Trying to use the Hogan side, even
if you're coming even though they're not introducing him as Hogan.
I know, I get what you're saying. I get that part. I get what you're saying.
So for me, even if they introduced him as Terry, and they say, okay, here comes Terry to talk some stuff about Donald Trump. And you're using a racist connotation to describe Kamala Harris.
I get what you're saying.
To me, it tarnishes the image as Hulk Hogan and as Terry.
I see where you can get that.
Right?
Maybe I see. The only reason I'm separating two because this part here, like what you're talking about, even though he's going Hogan, I know this is he's not doing this in his height of popularity. It's a scramble. I know what you're using. You're trying to use the name, which and that's where I do agree with you. That's why if some people look at Hulk Hogan and see Hulk Hogan as a racist too, I can get it because yes, he wasn't brought up there. As you said, they can say Terry
as Terry, right?
But everyone when you see him, your first reaction is Hulk Hogan's there. It's Hulk Hogan. Now, if he goes here, I'm up here. I'm not up here as Hulk Hogan. Up here as Terry. He can do that, and then that's up to you if you want to still stick to it as Hogan or whatever, right? But I'm pretty sure he didn't do that. Yeah. And went up there, and he knows Hogan, the Hulkster area of him is what people are going to attract. That's what they want him there to attract. Those fans, the Hulkamaniac fans back in the day, maybe they'll be like, hey, Hulk, like, all right, you know what? Let's tag along. But no, I wouldn't do that.
And for those people that are following it just for the political reasons, they're not going to really. And for those hard right-wing people that follow the forever Trumpsters and bow down to everything that he says and does. They're not going to look at it as, oh my gosh, he said something that's racist. Like, it wouldn't matter what he says. They're going to vote for Trump regardless, right? So I just think for the regular people that just see this man coming up and talking about another individual, and he uses a racist term, they're the ones going to look at it like, wow, that's going to tarnish his image. As opposed to the people that follow him religiously or follow Trump religiously, they're going to look like, it is what it is. He still got my vote. But I want you to answer though, in the long range of stuff, for his entire career, for Hulk Hogan, the racist connotations that you brought up, does it tarnish his overall career or his overall image? If you had to answer that.
Honest answer? I really don't know because, like you said, there's not that fine separation of Hogan and Terry, right? So what I was gonna say, to end off the Hogan, because it went longer than kind of wanted it to go.
We didn't get the signal from the director. Wrap it up.
It's all right.
TJ, unless you do this, we're gonna keep going.
Director's giving us the free will right now until
play the music in the background softly.
Yeah, he's figuring out the stuff and he'll cut it off when he's ready. But what I was gonna say was what's his name? Shit, white boy. Michael Rappaport.
The white guy.
Yeah. I just seen a post of him. He's talking about Hulk. He's like, basically saying we're not going to tarnish Hulk Hogan's name. I guess because of whatever, right? Okay. That's where it's like, all right, you're blurring it there. That's the blur because you're saying to look past it because of what he did. So then you should be giving R. Kelly a blind end because of what he did for music. We should look past him. We're not going to tarnish his name. I know they're saying in death. Okay, so not R. Kelly. Okay,
you can use it.
But R. Kelly's in dead. So, right? So we'll use who's passed. Okay, someone passed.
Michael Jackson.
Okay, no, because we will not tarnish his name. There's no need to. He was never found guilty
I did that
on anything.
I did that on purpose.
Tried that. Okay? Well, what I was saying, anyways, is. Basically, if you want to say Hogan, F Hogan, I can understand why. If you want to say no, I'm not going to diss Hogan.
You can understand.
I'm not gonna respect what he said after, but the time when he was in wrestling, at those times that I know of him before that, I will honor that, and I'm not honoring whatever. And what everyone wants to do, I think in this case, is fine.
Gotcha.
I don't think there's really a right or wrong. Or anyways, if you want, you can hit that so it's not beeping so much.
All right, so let's go on to last but not least, Malcolm Jamal Warner. A lot of us, in our community or outside of our community, grew up watching The Cosby Show.
You know what?
And
shot for Theo before we talk about it.
Amen. And a lot of us, especially in our age, even though MJW was a little bit older than us, right? When we saw his character, we saw a lot of him in us, right? Now, obviously, the Cosbys grew up in an affluent neighborhood, right? But you can still see some similarities that they went through as a black family that you and I or other people went through as well, right? So for me, it more or less bothered me because to me, 54 or 55, it's still relatively, relatively young. That's still, yeah. So seeing someone that you grew up watching, and that's still, right, exactly. And that's still not really close to our age, but relatively close to pass away, it touches me, right?
Like, for us,
yeah,
he'd be big bro.
Oh yeah,
he'd be big bro for us. He has what? 54 he passed, so he has what? 12 years, 11 years on us. Yeah. So that's like big bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, you kind of looked when you like watching him on Cosby Show. You looked at it like you can relate, even if you weren't his age, right? Like we were in elementary school, whatever. But you looked at him as like, yo, okay.
Yeah.
You could see yourself, or preparing you for what's coming for you because we're younger, right? So we're seeing, that's what's gonna. Oh, that's how. Okay.
And if you watch the Cosby Show, his character was a person that was always trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Somehow, always trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So unlike
he didn't have it all together.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the books. Carlton. Let's use Carlton as an example from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right?
Yeah.
Carlton, went to school, got good grades.
He knew what he wanted to
Ivy
do.
League. He knew what he wanted to do, right? Theodore was always trying to figure something out for the betterment of himself as a man. And I kind of looked at it, that's kind of inspirational. Again, considering that he's kind of close to our age. So my wife actually texted me the story saying that he passed. I'm like, that sucks, man. That's a hit. And it's even the matter that he died. Like, I hate swimming. Like, first of all, I can't swim. That's number one. But number two, one of my fears is actually water or oceans and stuff like that. So for me to find out that he died in that manner, that kind of is a double-edged sword. Yeah. Because it sucks to drown, bro. Yeah, sucks to drown.
I don't want to think about that.
But what was your favorite Theo moment? It doesn't have to be on the Cosby. It could be.
It's gonna be Cosby. It's gonna be Cosby. Listen, I want to check out the show he was doing. He plays a doctor. I want to check it out and see that. But we talk about Theo. That's what I know. That's what I know him as. And he did the Malcolm and Eddie. He had that a little bit. But yeah, Theo was, because you know what, his character. You know what, that character is kind of underrated in a sense of like, that's a really relatable character.
Facts. Yep.
Because of how he started out and where he ended.
Yeah.
It's like, that is an inspiration. That is a character you can show kids coming up in the hood or wherever, that, hey, he had his struggles.
Yep.
I think he was dyslexic, right? They found out he was dyslexic on the show and still figured it out. They didn't make it all easy, and he just, even though the parents had money, it wasn't just, here's money to fix it. Getting the best doctor, fix his eyes, get his eyes fixed. Yeah. He's good, he can read again, or he's not dyslexic anymore. I'm not saying you can get rid of dyslexia. I don't know if you can or you can't. I'm just saying they didn't have that type of thing to just buy his way through the rest of his life or buy his way through hard times. Yeah. He actually had to work through those times. He had to study, go to school, all of those things, right? So I want to give that character, Theo Huxtable as a character, his props, his flowers, and all of that up there. It sucks that it's happening now that we're doing it. It should have done before. I mean, we just started this podcast, so that's why we're giving it now. Yeah. But his character really needs to be looked at as
that's right.
As especially for black kids.
That's right.
Right? As a character to be promoted or even just studied or as an inspiration to others. Yeah. But on the show, he had a few moments. He had a few moments that I like that are funny. But obviously, what the top one would be Gordon Gartrell.
Play it out.
Gordon Gartrell. Denise! That's all you hear from the room. Because everyone knows, everyone who knows the episode.
You have to play it out.
Everyone who knows the episode knows the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, but for those who don't, right? So Theo wanted a shirt, and I think the shirt cost $90. And it's a big name, Gordon Gartrell, obviously TV-wise. I don't think that's a real name. Yeah. But so it's like a gold shirt or something with like blue collar and like a blue, like there's a pocket with like a blue trim or whatever.
I remember the outfit.
Right? So he bought it.
He had it tucked in with his back.
He bought it.
Yep.
But I think after Cliff found out the price or whatever, made him return it. He told him he had to return it, whatever. He told Denise that he had to return the shirt, blah, blah, and Denise is like, I could make you one. And he's like, yeah. He's excited that she can make it. And he's like, yeah. She starts to make it, and you can see how as she's making it, she's getting frustrated because she's like, I don't know, like she's struggling with it.
Doesn't look like the original.
They didn't show it. You can just see she's kind of struggling, right? Yeah. She's frustrated. Okay, so she makes it. I guess Theo gives the box. I can't remember if she tried to explain to him about it or whatever, but he took it, goes to the room, and she's sitting in her room with Vanessa. She's talking to Vanessa. I hope he likes her, something like that. And then all you hear from the other room is, Denise! And she's like, ah. And he comes in, and he's like, this one sleeve is all the way here. The other one is short. The collar it's effed up looking. And I think it was long. I think it was long too, or whatever. Because like you said, he comes in, he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "This is the choreographed job. This is what I'm supposed to pass off." And then this shirt is so long. She's like, "Once you tuck it in, it's tucked into my socks." It's like,
you know what's funny? Whenever they have shows or episodes like that, or even movies, that have a popular car, say like Back in the Future. Remember that popular car? I know it's on for sale or it's gonna get put in an auction somewhere. Yeah. I've always wondered, like, when it's like a shirt like that, do you think that's somewhere like in the Hollywood Hall of Fame hanging up somewhere?
The Denise version, the one that she made on the show, it's got to be somewhere. Especially now, it's got to be somewhere. I don't know if someone had it or held it or.
You should Google whatever happened to Theo's shirt, Gordon Gartrell's shirt on the comedy show.
Yeah. I was the same with that one, but in the end, long story short, watch the show, watch the episode if you can find it, YouTube it or something. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to bring, now he's supposed to be going on a double date and they're coming to the house soon. So it's like, what am I going to do? I told my girl I'm going to have a Gordon Gartrell shirt. So I can't come out there with something else. So I think they came over. So they're in the living room now. Mm-hmm. And I think he was in the kitchen. He's trying to avoid them seeing him. And he busts through the kitchen door and they're there and he's all like, oh. And he's trying to cover up the shirt. But then the other dude that's supposed to be that's on the date.
Double date, yeah.
And if you're watching it, you'll know who he is because he ends up being Dwayne Wayne in Different World.
Okay.
So he's there and they see the shirt and they're like, oh, that shirt looks dope. They actually like the shirt. Mm-hmm. The weird looking version that Denise made, and they're like, oh, that's the latest thing. And apparently now it's like in style kind of thing. So he kind of goes upstairs and gives Denise a hug and says, yo, they love the shirt, come downstairs, I want them to meet, I want to introduce you to them, blah, blah, blah. And then even I'll just call him Dwayne Wayne because I can't remember what his name was on the show. He's like, can you make me one like that kind of thing? And it's like, so that episode was great. And other ones they like is when they turned the whole place, they took out everything and made it like Theo has to rent out an apartment.
Okay.
So like he comes to the house and Cliff is not Cliff, he's the landlord or something like that, or he's the maintenance man or something like that. I think Rudy was the landlord. Vanessa was the secretary. Claire was, I think, like a maid or some type of, not a maid, but like something like that. Or Denise worked in, there's like a restaurant part. The kitchen, I think, is the restaurant. And she was the waiter, she's like the server. So he comes in there, he's there with Cockroach and they get food and stuff and she gives them a bill and all that stuff. Like, what? He wants to go, he goes up to his room is layered out. There's nothing in the room. He has to rent the room. And so they're trying to teach him about being an adult. I can't remember if he was trying to act like an adult or something, but there's a teaching lesson. That's the thing with Cosby. There's always a teaching lesson in every episode. But there was that one. There's a whole bunch. When they did a performance for it's not necessarily him. It was the whole family, but they did the performance for the grandparents and they did the song. That was more Rudy who took over that one, but Theo was there doing his thing.
There's lots of episodes where you can pull where he had his moments that you can pull that, this is a classic.
Even if he was only in the episode for a little bit, he had some lines and he had some moments that was like, yo.
The interesting thing that I found out also a couple days ago was actually, and you probably know this, but Bill Cosby's real son was actually dyslexic.
Yeah. The whole Cosby show is based on his family.
Yeah, so I actually didn't know
loosely, not in everything. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, Theo was actually based off of his real son and his learning issues. So I felt that pretty cool.
And that's what kind of said to the wife the other day too. I was like, his son passed away in real life, like way back there. Now his character's son passed away too.
That hurts.
Right?
That hurts.
So.
For me, one episode that sticks out was when he called up his dad. He called up Bill to the room. He's like, "Dad, I want to talk to you." And he's having a heart-to-heart. It's supposed to be a serious, solemn moment with his dad, right? And he's having a heart-to-heart moment.
That's what I want. Yes.
So he's like, "Dad, you know, you're a lawyer.
Yeah. You're a doctor.
You're a doctor. Mom's a lawyer." And I'm thinking, you know what? It's all this. Basically, he's saying there's a lot of so-called pressure on him to be of that cloth, right?
I just want you to love me for me.
Yeah, and he ends up by saying, "I just want you to love me for me. Like I want to do my own thing.
I may not be a lawyer, but
yeah,
you know, I just want you to love me for me."
And there's a moment where he just stands, and back in the day they had the background people applause.
He says his thing, and he turns.
And he turns. The wall. So you're expecting Bill, the father, to be like, "You know, son, I agree with you. That's a good thing. Create your own path." Nope, that's not what he says. Bill stands up and says, Theo, what type of Theo?
That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. No wonder you get so many D's on your report card. You know what? You just don't want to try. You know what? You think because if you try, it's just going to ooze out of your ear.
So Theo wasn't.
That was a big speech, though. That was a really good speech.
It's one of those things where it plays to the uniqueness of the show, where you think it's gonna go one way, but it actually goes another way, right? And even though Theo wasn't the joke teller in that, it was a serious but funny moment combined into like one quick skit. You know what I mean? So that one stuck out for me.
You thought you were getting a Full House moment before Full House came in, but you know what you should have known? You weren't getting no moment when there was no background music when he was speaking. You knew it was gonna go, and that's the thing.
That one was funny for me.
You know who related to that?
Who?
All the black people related to that moment. You know what I mean? Because you thought you said something. Nah, you weren't coming disrespectful. Theo wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Yeah. He was trying to say, I feel like you guys wouldn't love me if I didn't become what you guys are. I just want but I hope you do love me for whatever I end up being, kind of thing. That's what he was trying to get across.
And it's a good lesson.
Cliff just stepped on it.
And it's a good lesson in a comical way of nepotism, right? Because you would think that the son or daughter of two very successful individuals would want to walk in the same footpath, right, and become a doctor or a lawyer. But in this case, he actually didn't want to. I mean, I hate to bring up old story, but we can go back to the whole LeBron James and Bronny thing.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be a funny moment or a fly on the wall if Bronny came to LeBron and said, "You know what, Dad, you're a successful basketball player, but I really don't want to do this." And LeBron said, "What the f are you talking about? What? You better put on those sneakers and play for the Lakers." Right? And, I mean, you could actually look at him and be like, that's probably the conversation that happened, seeing how he's playing and seeing how he was nervous in his first couple of years.
It could have happened.
It could have happened. He probably didn't want to do it. And I think the mom, I don't know what her mom's name, LeBron James' wife.
Savannah?
Savannah. My apologies. Sorry, Savannah. She wasn't as, I don't think she was as pushy for him to become a basketball player as LeBron did. But,
probably not.
But yeah, sticking back to Cosby, man. Rest in peace. Malcolm Jamal Warner. We're gonna miss you.
Theo Huxtable.
Yeah, but
I know you had other characters that you played and other things, but
that's right.
And to the family as well. You'll forever be Theo Huxtable to us.
Yeah, and obviously to his family and his friends, passing on prayers
and everyone else who passed away this year so far.
Absolutely. 100%.
I remember TJ, you posted up the picture of a few people that went. The wife didn't even know about. She's like the second one in there. She's like, "Who's this?" I'm like,
Yeah,
TJ from City
sorry.
High.
I know. Off cam. It was a lady that you posted.
It was Chuck Mangione.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please tell the people who that was? Because I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't really know.
I didn't know who that was. Who was Chuck?
He's a famous musician.
Okay.
He also was a part of King of the Hill.
I read that part. I read that part.
The
Cartoon King of the Hill, yeah. He was a voice. I think he was one of the voices.
Oh, word?
We had 2 episodes dedicated to him with his voice and all that stuff.
Okay. Well, rest in peace, brother. And like you said, for all the people that passed away this week, or this year, sorry, it's been a hard one. And I know that each year Hollywood goes through, and it feels like in Hollywood, it's probably because we always hear about them and they're always in the social realm.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, one after the other. It seems like there's a stretch or like a week or a month where people just die one after the other.
Yeah, I've noticed that, yeah.
In Hollywood specifically.
Yeah, and then you just don't hear much,
Yeah.
too much of it. You might hear one here, and then, maybe one here, and then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
It's usually like I know they're all big names, but it usually starts off with someone that's like, you don't know, or like you're shocked that they passed, and then you hear another one, and then you hear another one. It's like, what the heck is going on? But I mean, yeah, his was just because he was 54. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then,
That sucks.
then when I found out why, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It sucks, but that's what I said. I'm not a water guy either, bro. Yeah. I do want to take a cruise, but it's not a significant thing. I don't have to go on another one. Yeah. It's just great.
Me, I just try to stay away from big oceans. Like,
Nah.
Call me a bitch if you want. If Karen ain't by my side, if Karen ain't by my side ready to save me, I ain't going. Life jacket and everything. Karen, I'm drowning. You better save me.
This guy.
Hold me up.
All right.
Theo YouTube. Pleo YouTube.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Let's lighten up the mood.
That's what I was saying. Let's bring it back up.
You want to do sports? What you got?
Yeah, we'll go sports. Just bring it up. All right. Which one of these? All right, we'll save hometown for a little bit for the last part. All right, we'll see if we can whip through these. All right, you got to tell me this one. McGrady saying he would have won chip with Shaq. He said that. I think I heard.
All right, you want to elaborate?
Yo, you know who was a McGrady fan, eh? You know who would fight you on that right now. Okay.
You want to start? Or you want me to go? You want to go?
Okay, is he saying? Which Shaq is this?
Okay, so the context was the Kobe conversation got brought up.
I think I've seen a bit of this. Yeah, I think
I've
seen this
one. His answer or his point was, damn, like, give me a caliber player like Shaq, and I'm winning a few chips on my own. Mm-hmm. Like I'm winning a few chips with him.
Yeah.
And he got a big uproar on that. Number one is it's hard.
Yao Ming.
Yeah, it's hard to really listen, if you're a live player and you're comparing someone that's passed away, especially Kobe, you're gonna get some type of backlash. Like, just expect it, right? But
I'll go to you on that. But go ahead, keep going.
But and you can argue with me on this.
Oh, right? It's not an argument. It's just I can see why. The reason why I think McGrady can say stuff regarding with Kobe. Remember, because Kobe said he is the toughest guy he's ever guarded in the league.
I remember him saying that.
So I can understand McGrady saying things like, I don't think he's trying to punk Kobe.
No.
But go ahead, say what you're saying. Keep saying what you're saying.
No, I'm sorry, that's a good point.
That's all I was trying to say.
I should have brought that up too. He wasn't trying to discredit Kobe's players. That's number one. He was just saying, if you give me a player like Shaq
or someone,
then he could have won multiple championships. But his stake in his career is that, yo, you had Yao Ming. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yao Ming wasn't a brush off.
No, he wasn't. But I can see why he's using Shaq over Yao, because Yao had had injuries just like him too, right? Yao wasn't in long enough to establish where you can say, yes, you can win a title with Yao. Yao wasn't in the league long enough to. I can see why he's saying with Shaq, because, and again, with the time, I think he could have won one with Shaq. But when are you speaking? Are we going to do the scenario of McGrady's prime, Shaq's prime? Then yes, he's going to.
Of course, he's going about Shaq's prime.
You telling me he couldn't have done that because he didn't do one with Yao? Okay, like there's people who didn't win titles at times, but they won it with someone else, right? Mm-hmm. So okay. LeBron didn't win one when Shaq was in Cleveland, but he still ended up winning one somewhere else. So it doesn't mean McGrady couldn't have won one with Shaq. Now,
Shaq was on the dying end though.
I know. People are gonna say that's what I'm saying. Okay, but within context of stuff, right? That's why you need that. So if McGrady's saying